I feel like I'm really going to ruffle some feathers within today's video, and I really do feel like a lot of people are going to hit that unsubscribe button, which is totally fine. I do want to say, before y'all hit the unsubscribe button, I want to say thank you for staying subscribed and watching my videos and helping out my messiness and supporting my channel. I do appreciate that. However, even though I know that I'm going to ruffle some feathers within today's video because I have some very controversial opinions and some hot takes, I guess, apparently, I have to say this. I think for me personally, it is more what's the word that I'm looking for, important that I stay true to myself rather than sit here and walk on, you know, thin ice with everybody. And I just feel like at the end of the day, this is my channel and it's my thoughts and my opinions. And although yes, I do feel like as a content creator, you obviously want to grow your channel, but to me, y'all, at the end of the day, I feel like it's more important to stay true to yourself. And then when you build a following on being true to yourself and your thoughts and your opinions and who you are as a person, then you're going to attract the right audience that is meant to be with you. And then if people unsubscribe and freaking hate you along the way, then hey, that's just the name of the game, because at the end of the day, not everyone is for everyone, and that's totally fine. And I do have to say this too. I know that I'm specifically going to ruffle a lot of feathers with a lot of people who are very sensitive, okay? Which unfortunately is a lot of people on the internet this day and age. And y'all should know me by now, if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for quite a bit, that I am the least sensitive person probably on the planet. Like straight up, like honestly, y'all, it trips me out that people always say all the time that Pisces are sensitive, because I'm like, not me. Like literally, like at all. Like honestly, like y'all could call me anything and I'm not pressed about it. Do you know what I mean? I guess maybe you could say I'm sensitive if people like attack my character. If they try to say that I'm this, that, or that I know I'm not, I'm like, that kind of presses me a little bit, because I'm like, girl, what? You know what I mean? And sometimes, y'all know, in recent times, you know, when people heard something that I never even freaking said, yes, I will get, you know, defensive over that. And maybe I guess you could classify that as being sensitive, because it does trigger me when I'm like, I said X, Y, and Z, but you're saying I said A, B, and C. And I watched my video back and I quite literally said X, Y, and Z. So how you heard A, B, and C, I don't know. So I do get pressed about things like that. So I guess maybe that you could say it's sensitive. When it comes down to jokes, when it comes down to the F word in particular, I'm not sensitive whatsoever, okay? So I do feel like I'm probably going to bother a lot of people that are very sensitive. Also, I'm going to bother people too that hold people's past to them. I am a firm believer in, if you said something 15 years ago, that's not who you are today. That is not the opinions that you have today. Sure, there are some people who, you know, stand by their opinions from 15 years ago. However, I am a firm believer within myself, within my family. Like, y'all, just being straight up with you guys, there's a lot of people within my family who are very anti-gay marriage 15 years ago, 20 years ago, who have attended gay weddings, you know, at my family, who are so pro gay marriage now. But hey, if you were to ask them 20 years ago, they're like, oh no, a man and a man should not get married. And it's like, they've obviously evolved as people. They grew up. And I'm like, damn, it's so crazy to me that people try to like hold people's past to them. And I'm like, yo, we're talking about 15 years ago. It's crazy. Like, that's not me, only because I know, y'all, oh my gosh, I grew up in the era of Eminem. Like, honestly, I feel like people this day and age could not hang with old school Eminem because of how offensive his lyrics were and his music videos. Like, y'all, we grew up in this time to where, one, we didn't have the internet in the 90s, okay? And I have to say this too, a lot of people were very crude and dark humor was accepted. Like, y'all, the things that like Joan Rivers used to say way back in the day, like on Fashion Police and even in her comedy specials, like, and other comedians back then, do you know what I mean? Like, y'all, Ralphie May used to be like one of my favorite comedians, love him to death, rest in peace. Like, I really do enjoy him, but I'm like, we had these comedians that were just so, they could say anything and we thought that it was okay to say anything as well too. However, as soon as the internet kicked in, we obviously learned, oh, that's offensive. Oh, that's problematic. Oh, that's not okay to say. And y'all, I feel like people need to give people grace, obviously, because it's like, y'all, we didn't know these things. When you grow up in a bubble, I'm gonna be so real with you guys. Like, I always tell you guys, within my group of friends, I could give a shit less if any of my friends say the F word, but I always let them know, like, hey, you may be around another gay person who is very pressed by that and will take it very offensive. So if you say that around me, I don't give a shit, but just letting you know, don't say it in front of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But if they always are in a bubble, or if I'm always in a bubble surrounding myself with people and I think a word is okay to say, and I'm in that bubble, but then as soon as you step out of that bubble onto social media, then you hear people say, oh, you should not be saying that, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh shit, like I didn't even know. I thought it was okay to say. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I get a little bit bothered with people that they hold people's past to them, especially from so long ago. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like everybody should just be a little graceful. Do you know what I mean? Because the truth of the matter is, we have all said some things that we shouldn't have said. We've all done some things we shouldn't have done. And I don't know, this holier than thou mentality, y'all. I'm telling you, I really do feel like, if I'm being so fair with you guys, like, and I'm not even hating, y'all. I am Catholic, okay? Like, literally made my first communion and like baptized everything. Like, I've literally done the whole freaking 9 over here. However, I haven't been to church in like 20 years, but you know, I did the whole 9. Okay, so I'm not even trying to bash on people who are like religious, but sometimes I feel like a lot of like the most religious people out there are like the holier than thou ones, who they act like they're so perfect just because they go to church, but then literally they're like the most evil people. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people on the internet, if I'm just being so honest with you guys, they're the ones behind the keyboard talking the most shit, and I'm like, y'all, let's go ahead and go through your Twitter history, let's go ahead and go through your comments that you have left on people's posts. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones over there that bashing people and saying derogatory things, and it's like, y'all, to me it's so fake. I don't like that. Like, honestly, I will always be real and always be like, yeah, I've said some things I shouldn't have said, and yeah, I've, you know, made some offensive jokes and all that, and I just feel like, you know, obviously it's a part of like learning and changing and growing. Like, that's, I don't know, I feel like who you are today is way more important than who you were freaking 15 years ago, and that shouldn't be held against you. That's just my opinion. Anyways, I went on this whole long ass spiel, obviously, so you guys can know my mindset before we get into these tweets. We are going to be talking about this girl, Kayla Nicole, who, by the way, if you guys don't know who she is, I'm not gonna try to be shady by like saying this, but she most notably became famous for dating Travis Kelce. If you guys don't know who Travis Kelce is, he is engaged to Taylor Swift. If you guys do not know who Taylor Swift is, maybe you're not from Earth. I don't know, y'all, because honestly, she's like one of the most famous people on this planet. I think, like, I really do think like she's like probably top 5 famous people, maybe top 10. Like, she's like really, really famous. You know what I'm saying? However, I do have to say this though. Oh my God, Swifties are gonna come for me. I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan. Honestly, I have like 5 songs of hers on my phone, and that's about it. I don't know. I feel like, if I'm being so for real, I feel like she's a little overrated. I'm sorry. I know Swifties are coming for me. I know, but I'm just like, oh, I think she's a little bit overrated. But anyway, can I tell you guys a funny joke really fast? Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say this because the Swifties are really gonna hate me. This was a long time ago. So there was this one time, y'all, that I was at Jamba Juice with my homegirl, and I had to use the bathroom so freaking bad. I had to order my drink, and I'm like standing outside of the bathroom, and I'm like doing the pee dance or whatever. And there was this girl. Okay, this was during the time that like Taylor Swift, like she just had like blown up after the Kanye West situation, and I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my God, you guys are gonna hate me. Anyways, I had to use the bathroom so bad, but this girl was inside there forever, and as soon as she opened the door, she looked like Taylor Swift, and I'm not even kidding you. I got a whiff of shit. So, y'all, sometimes, this is what I'm telling you guys. This is why I'm like, this is why I'm so anti-cancel culture, because sometimes just things come out of my mouth. I just literally, and I was sober as day, y'all. This is literally during the day. Like, I ordered damn Jamba Juice, and I literally said, damn Taylor shit. And I said it loud that there was this stranger who just spit her freaking Jamba Juice out. And I'm like, and then the girl looked at me like all dirty because she had her hair crimped and she was like blonde and she looked like Taylor Swift. And I just don't know. It just came out of my mouth, y'all. Literally, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm such an asshole. Like, why did I do that? Like, but low-key, it was kind of hilarious. I'm sorry, okay? Like, literally cancel me, but I was like, damn, not me literally putting this girl on blast. And I'm like, damn, Taylor shit. Like, literally, so since then, oh, me and my homegirls just say Taylor shit all the time now. You had to be there, okay? You just had to be there. Anyways, so a lot of people are saying that the Swifties had dug up these old tweets from Kayla Nicole, because damn, y'all, I gotta keep it real with you guys. She was on a freaking rampage in 2010 and 2011, which, you know, once again, that was 15 and 14 years ago. It was so long ago, and I just feel like who she was back then is most likely, I don't know her, y'all. I think she has a podcast, never watched it. If I'm being so real with you guys, I just wanted to talk about this because I guess I have some controversial opinions, and it was blowing up on TikTok, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, she's racist, she's homophobic, she's fatophobic, like all these things. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna talk about it, y'all. So also too, by the way, you know what's so funny is me saying that a lot of people are saying, oh, the Swifties had to dig this up. The person that I got all of these tweets from was a Taylor Swift stan. So I'm like, oh, damn, maybe it really was, you know what I mean? Because, okay, I was like falling down a rabbit hole over here, and a lot of people were saying that I guess this girl has like said some things that I guess are a little bit shady towards Taylor Swift. But here's the problem: when you're as big as Taylor Swift and you have such an army of fans, if this person who is Travis Kelce's ex says anything slightest that could seem like it's a little bit shady towards Taylor Swift, they're automatically going to think, oh, it's towards Taylor Swift. And it's like, y'all, she could be talking about her homegirl from school. She could be talking about her mom, like subliminally without saying, oh, my mom. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, sometimes people reach a little bit too much, and that's where it's kind of like, damn, people really do cause a divide within people, because it's like, sometimes people are just reaching. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the truth of the matter. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into this, okay? This is where people were calling her fatphobic. She said right here, bro, a belly tattoo on a female with fat ass stomach Laugh my ass off, bad bitch? I think not. Bahaha, joke, joke, joke. I don't think that's that deep. I'm so sorry. I don't think that's fatphobic. That's just my opinion, okay? Once again, though, okay, I always bring up this video that I had made in 2016. I feel like I should, like, freaking delete it and repost it, even though it's, you know, obviously, like, 9 years old. But I really do feel like it's important because I have always told this to my homegirls, and I really do feel like I have helped out a lot of my homegirls because, honestly, y'all, like, all of my friends are girls. Do you know what I mean? Well, not all, like, predominantly all girls. So, they had, you know, been triggered about the word fat or whatever, if like somebody called them fat or if a guy has called them fat or whatever. And I would always tell them, stop giving power to the negative words. Like, you are in control of that power. Like, if somebody gets out here and calls me a fag, I could either choose to be hurt by it or I could just laugh it off and not give it any type of power. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it sucks that people don't really realize, because they're obviously so emotionally reactive to certain things, is if somebody calls you something that is semi-hurtful or whatever, if you act more hurt, that person won. You gave them the power. Don't give them the power. If somebody says something that is derogatory towards you, laugh it off, be like, whatever, because then you strip them of the power. You get what I'm saying? And I really do wish that people learned that more. And y'all know, hello, I'm the queen of fat bitch over here. Like, I created Fat Bitch Friday, had that shit running for so long. And that is, you know, I took away the word fat. Like, so many people, when I started doing makeup or whatever, like, y'all, the number one damn thing, fat. Oh my God, you're so fat. Oh my God, fat, wearing that much makeup. I'm like, oh my God, okay, whatever. Like, honestly, it never pressed me and I turned it into something. And I wish that other people would do that. But hey, everyone's entitled to feel how they want to feel. Anyways, OMG, the girl with the belly rolls has the audacity to crack jokes about me. Oh, this isn't real life. So as you guys can see, obviously she said a lot of things, you know, towards fat people. But obviously that right there is a response to somebody. You know what I mean? Another one right here, and a lot of people were pressed about this one, and I could understand this a little bit more. Skinny jeans and leggings weren't meant for or made for everyone. Yes, I'm talking to all you women over 30 and pear shape with cellulite creators. Hashtag stop it. That one I could see, obviously that right there is a little bit offensive, because honestly at the end of the day, y'all, like when it comes down to like cellulite, that's a naturally like occurring thing. Like freaking stretch marks, like y'all, I got stretch marks all over my damn body and I'm triggered by them, and it sucks that I'm so insecure about them, and I'm like, that's just like a natural part. Like skinny people have stretch marks, do you know what I mean? So it sucks that there are some people out there that talk trash, you know, about stretch marks, and I'm like, damn, I got stretch marks on my shoulders, under my arms, on my stomach, on the side of my boobs. Like, damn, I got them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it does kind of suck. But then also, once again, this was from 2011. Like, honestly, maybe she really like changed and learned and grown from them. This is another one that I really wanted to ask y'all out there, specifically the black women out there. I would say, y'all, you know what's so crazy is I really do feel like being with my demographics, because I was going to say black men and women, but then I'm like, you know what's so crazy is, why is my audience 98% women? I'm like, damn, like y'all know I love you girls. Like literally that's all I surround myself with. If you guys ever watch my stories, one of my like gay old friends is like, damn, do you ever kick it with any gays? And I'm like, I don't know why, I'm just always comfortable with the girls. Like, ever since I was younger, like y'all should have seen me in high school. Like all I had was girlfriends. Like I literally have just always been so comfortable with girls. I don't know why. So anyways, if there is any black man out there, okay, this, you know, goes to you too. Cause I really do want to know like y'all's thoughts and opinions on this, because people were calling her racist for saying this. And I was like, how is that racist? Like, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. So can you please let me know? This is what she said right here. Sitting in the airport, uncomfortable, LOL. Never seen so many old black pervs in one place, LOL, shaking my head. And once again, she's a black woman. So I'm just kind of like, what? I got to keep it real with you guys. Okay. I've mentioned this before on video. Like one time, like y'all, when I used to film my videos in the garage, it was right next door to my neighbor's backyard. And I'm like, ugh, it just so seemed like every time that I would go to film, he would mow his lawn. So I had literally just made a joke on video. I said, damn, my white trailer park trash neighbor always has to mow his lawn every time I film. This girl felt the need to DM me and be like, oh my God, I cannot believe you said something so racist. And I wrote back to her, I was like, my name's Timothy Owens. Like that is the most trailer park trash name that I have ever heard on the planet. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and I guess she didn't realize that I'm like predominantly white. You know what I mean? So I'm like, girl, I could say white trash. It's like, I get it though. Cause I like, you know, to like full, like, I guess like, I was gonna say real white people, but like full white people, they look at me and they're like, okay, I can't tell what this bitch is. You know what I mean? But I am mixed race. You know what I mean? But I just tell cause my dad's fully white. You know what I mean? So I just feel like my dad's fully white and my name is Timothy Owens. Like, I just feel like, you know, I just be telling people I'm white, even though that's not the case. Do you know what I mean? But I was like, wait, she's calling me racist for saying that? I'm like, girl, what the hell? So to me, I feel like this falls under the same line of like, I don't know. And then also too, on top of that too, if that was just a group of people there, like, I don't know. I don't sometimes y'all, my brain just doesn't compute. I'm like, I don't see how that's racist, but hey, y'all let me know out there, okay? Anyways, right here, someone was saying that this was racist towards Mexicans and said, she said right here, that's why we about to go to the next chair, you dumb fat Mexican hoe. LOL, OMG, I'm heated. I call my mom a dumb fat Mexican hoe like every day, so I don't know about that, y'all. My mom be watching my videos sometimes. She gonna be like, you little bitch. Me and my mom roast each other all day long, okay? I don't want to hear it. Mine and my mom's relationship is mine and my mom's relationship, okay? Just letting y'all know before people, oh my God, you talk to your mom like that? Y'all should hear the way my mom talks to me, y'all. Where you think I get this personality from? From her. Anyways, another one right here. Don't you ever hit me up talking shit about my Twitter. Don't like my tweets. Hashtag unfollow, you fag. Mad because I ain't responding to your I'm gonna read all the homophobic ones, okay? These little bitch ass homo boys. I'm so sorry, y'all. Always want to get bold. No. You want to act like a female? I will smack the hell out of you like one. Try me. Another one right here. Hashtag, when was it okay to say the most homo things and think that just because you say no homo, you not a fag? I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I find a difficult time like finding offense to this because like y'all honestly like I guess maybe just I grew up in the most diverse area, and it's so crazy that I feel like growing up in the most diverse area could low-key be a downfall, because when you grow up around so many different people, you pick up on these words and no one thinks anything of it, so you're not really educated on it, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta keep it so real with you, growing up, like, everybody would say fag, like, so to me, that's why I'm like, during that time, especially, like, honestly, y'all, when she made that tweet, I was 20 years old, okay? Like, I was freshly out there twerking at a damn pride parade, and I would never be offended by that word, do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I get it to some people, look, I get it, obviously, that is, you know, sounding homophobic or a homophobic word or whatever. However, to me personally, I got to keep it so real with you guys. I feel like if you just say like the F word or whatever, like I don't even classify you as homophobic. Like I classify that as a homophobic remark. Like people are out there saying that she's homophobic. And I think, in my opinion, okay, and once again, I don't speak for the damn gay community. I speak for myself and myself only. I think that when you get out there and you like say the F word or whatever, and even if you think it's cool or funny or as a joke, or even if you're just saying it, I don't know, out of lingo, whatever, like, I think you're just saying a word and that's just ignorant. Do you know what I mean? I don't classify that as being homophobic. I classify you as being homophobic if you are specifically against, you know, the gay community and you're over here like trying to repeal their rights to get married and things like that. Like that to me is homophobic. Like that one, this is years ago, so I don't remember what state it was in, but like this, cake shop refused to put two men kissing on a cake or whatever, and then they ended up going viral, and then I'm saying, no, we're not selling cakes to gays. I'm like, that's homophobic. Do you know what I mean? I'm just a firm believer in like sometimes people just say things that are ignorant, and that doesn't classify you as a homophobe. Or like I've even said this before on video, and this is just my opinion, okay? Like damn, last I checked, I'm allowed to have one, okay? But in my opinion, like I think that it sucks that there's some people out there who have been labeled as racist, for example, because say for example, if there's a white girl at a bar and she's drunkenly rapping along to a Nicki Minaj song, and you know the N-word is in her lyrics, and people are like, oh, she's racist. I'm like, she sang along to a song, and yeah, you could say that she said something that was racist, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that classifies her as a racist. And I think sometimes we fall down this very, very slippery slope of just being a little bit too much and labeling people a little bit too much. And I feel like, you know, as soon as you start getting out there and this person's racist, that person's homophobic, it's like you're really taking away the power of the words, and those words should really have some weight and some real like depth to them, and you shouldn't be using them so loosely. And if somebody says the F word, but they got all like gay friends and stuff, and they just say it out of comfort because all the gays be saying it too, it's like, they're clearly not homophobic. They're just ignorant. Do you get what I'm saying? Or they just think that it's, you know, cool, or they just think it's like, oh, well, everyone else says it. You know what I mean? So this is why I say sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't like labeling people this and that, because I'm like, okay, like y'all, like we're using these words a little too loosely, and we really need to like maintain the power of those words specifically, because obviously there's some really deep shit to it. And I feel like as soon as you start getting out there and calling everybody transphobic, homophobic, racist, it's like, whoa, you're taking away the power from it. And now I'm sure everybody, like, y'all, I have been called everything under the sun being on social media. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, whatever. Y'all saw within my recent comment when I was talking about a hooded situation I put in the comments. I was like, yeah, I'm transphobic. Yeah, I'm racist. Yeah, I'm homophobic. I'm like, I've been called everything now. You know what I'm saying? So now to me, I'm like, whenever I hear that, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, so there's a lot of other people out there that are hearing those words too that are just going to be the same way of like, okay, like this means nothing anymore. And I think that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, these tweets go on and on and on. I deadass have like 15. Another one, like, just so you guys know, she didn't just say FAG, okay? These are all the ones right here. I love you takes 3 seconds to say, 3 hours to explain, but a lifetime to prove. STFU, faggot, OMG. Another one right here. Diss me till you satisfied, you old faggot. Like, y'all, she said it a lot. But yeah, anyways, y'all, you guys can go up on Twitter if you guys want to see all of her tweets. Somebody had made a 9-minute video of all of her tweets. I just have to say this. Y'all know me. Okay, I always give the benefit of the doubt. I always give grace. And I think that, 15 years ago, that's not who she is today. At least I hope so. And, if I am wrong, of course, I'll make a follow-up video and be like, oh, that's who she is. If she gets out there and she says I stand by all those things that I said back then I'll be like, oh, well, damn, girl, I guess you are homophobic then. You know what I'm saying? However, as of right now, she has not made a public statement. And I think as of right now, that's just something that she said a long time ago. And I don't think that should be held against her. And I think that we obviously have all been ignorant in our life. And you know what really sucks too is I wish that people would realize is that during that time on social media, people were wild, y'all. Like, if you guys are young, you're not going to get it because you guys grew up in a very well-educated time to where you have heard, like, oh, that word's bad to say, this word's bad to say, oh, that's derogatory, oh, that's offensive. As to where when we grew up, honestly, y'all, if we weren't told by any of our friends or any of our parents or any of our peers or whatever, like, we just didn't know because we didn't have the internet like that. So, say, for example, you're hanging out with a group of people and you say something and they don't like think anything of it, and then you get onto the internet and say it and you don't realize that it's offensive, it's like, damn, like that's going to be stuck with you for life. And I think that sucks. And that's why I say I'm sorry, but I give her grace within this because I think during this time she obviously thought it was okay to say the F word. And I think that she thought it wasn't that like big of a problem, and I'm not going to fault her for that because I really do feel like I was alive during that time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was in like the freaking prime of my life right there at 2021. And I'm just saying, like, the things that we used to consume as a society on TV and in comedy shows, in social media during that time, like everyone was acting wild on the internet because the internet was so new. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that it sucks now that everyone is just so well educated and they know like, that's cancelable and this is offensive. It's like, y'all, we didn't know that back then. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm giving her grace. I really do hope that she makes a public statement about this. I'm telling y'all though, I will be pressed, okay, if she gets out there and says that she stands by it, because then that's when I got a problem, because I'll be like, oh girl, 15 years later, you still think this is okay? Then I got a problem, you know what I mean? However, from 15 years ago, I ain't gonna hold that shit to her, because Lord knows I was saying some outlandish shit back then too, okay? Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.